Alright, so one might ask, why situational awareness? And this is what we need to ask ourselves. What risks or threats are present to us? Particularly if you're up at like 4:26 a.m. in the morning. So the thing is that we all experience risks and threats in our everyday lives. We have family units, we have communities. Me, as a young child, by the way, my name is Jessica, and I go by Lovekey on here. So anyhow, my name is Jessica Lovekey, and what I experienced as a child was being of a young age and wondering what I did not know about the world and the information that was there that I was missing. Situational awareness taught me that, but not only that, I was curious and inquisitive about the human mind, about why things happened the way they did. So I played a backwards game, and I learned everything backwards basically, and went through our system and played until I learned and had satisfied my own curiosity. So the thing about situational awareness is when I was 17, I had an uncle that had committed suicide, and I didn't understand at that age, and I asked my mom and my dad, and they didn't have a real good answer as well. So I told them, I said, I think I kind of want to find help. I think I want to start learning. So I researched on the internet, and I was looking at all the different things like problem solving and reasoning and algorithm and things like that. But then I looked at psychiatric stuff and psyche and what I could learn about that. And so that started my journey of, what about the human mind? What do I not know as a human being? If my uncle commits suicide, why did he do something like this, and why don't I understand it as a young child? So when I went on my journey, I pretty much took the steps towards understanding the most important things from a police perspective. I grew up learning a lot from the police and learning that the outside world pretty much broke very much of the family unit and communities through death and violence. And situational awareness is a type of violence prevention. So when I did that, I was sitting there wondering as a child, a young adult, why would someone commit suicide? And then I was like, what was going on in their mind, and what happened in these situations, and how can I help my family? So I wanted to most of all learn from my family and understand from my family so I could help my own personal and interpersonal relationships. So what I took from what I learned turned into something called situational awareness. And I didn't know that's what it was, but I learned from Yusuf, and Yusuf taught me, and I learned from others, and we learned from each other's behaviors and others' behaviors, and the military did for several years, and so did the police. And so we have things like kinesics, proxemics, and just like different biometrics that measure and test all these different things to show if they're really true or accurate or not. And the truth is that in all these situations that they are accurate and correct. So we as people have to take measure. We have to take measure against all of the unknown factors. And when we see the indicators, the pre-event indicators present themselves when we stay left of Bing, we can mitigate that risk, that threat, that anomaly before it happens once we establish a baseline. And that baseline communication teaches us if it's above or below the anomaly. And once we know, then we can execute a plan and make a decision. But the very parts of a family unit operate all based upon the actual security of that family, that if they have a safe and secure place to live and thrive. So it goes from the family unit to the community to the outside world. And so when we do this and we create our social work to mitigate some of these factors, when we teach situational awareness, when we teach our military and our police, we are creating a lot of preemptive prevention and being proactive about it. And that's the best thing we can do in life, because essentially there's a lot of cognitive decline. So us as people are living in a decaying world of cognitive decline. And because of this, people do a lot of violent things towards one another, towards themselves. And because of that, the best thing we can do is sharpen each other's senses and mind against all this violence, and cause a prevention instead of just reacting to it once it happens. Because the police don't actually go for the preventive part most of the time. They more or less respond to it and react to it once it happens. But with what Youssef is teaching, with what we're teaching with situational awareness, is that it's a pre-indicator to the violence that we can mitigate or change. A baseline and an anomaly above, we can change by intercepting it, basically like you would at a football game. And if you intercept that throw and you catch it and you win for the team, the other team, or the team that you're basically pitching or catching for, well, then you win. You win a game, and you win a game together. And that's the way the world should be. We should be providing together. We should be supporting one another. We should be living an honorable life of just, good, active, proactive work. And if that means that we as people avoid these circumstances and choose higher disciplines, then we really, really do accomplish the longevity that doctors and God wanted us to, if you want to put it in that perspective. But the universe is evident of it all. So when we do that, we are protecting and growing and thriving in our lives in the way we're meant and supposed to, that supports the rest of the universe, which it comes from a physics perspective. So there you go. That's why we need it, because of all the cognitive decline in families and communities and in the world.